Hello and good evening, everybody. Welcome to Springfield, Oregon and Thurston High School, the site of tonight's matchup before the Roseburg girls basketball team. Tonight, the Roseburg girls will take on the Thurston Colts. Both teams looking to start out 2022. Yes, we've turned the calendar. It's time to get a new year of basketball underway. League play is just right around the corner for both these teams, and they're looking to try and pick up some momentum going into conference play. Looking forward to a nice start to the new year for Roseburg and Thurston as we bring you high school basketball tonight here on Douglas County's Home for Sports, The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. We'll welcome you all into tonight's broadcast. Welcome in, everybody. Joey Keyran here with you on The Score. If you are tuning in and hearing my voice, you're either watching online or listening online, or you found 92.3 FM just in case you've been curious why you couldn't tune in and hear our station on the AM side of the dial. We have been dealing with a technical glitch on that one, that snowstorm that came through and caused some power outages. Well, it did a little bit of a number on our AM transmitter. So right now, 1490 AM is off the air, but we do hope to have that back up and running for you this weekend. But we are still on the FM side of the dial on 92.3 FM, where you can catch tonight's game. We are also streaming live online. You can listen live to the game on 541radio.com and on the 541 radio app. You can also check out the broadcast streaming with video, the live video simulcast at 541radio.com. And on our YouTube channel, search 1490 The Score on YouTube. You can subscribe and follow Roseburg High Sports all throughout the school year. Tonight, Roseburg comes in with a 1-7 record. The Roseburg girls, they won their opener and snapped a 23-game losing streak, but since then they have not been able to get on the other side of it, coming off of a loss at Springfield, 56-21, but that was almost 3 weeks ago when the Roseburg girls were in action against the Millers. They will look to try and turn things around as they take on the other team from Springfield, the Thurston Colts, who come in with a 2-5 record. When we'll come back from a 2-minute break, we will get a chance to hear from head coach Chad Smith as we talk Roseburg girls basketball, returning after this 2-minute timeout. This is Roseburg High Sports on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Get ready to satisfy your dessert cravings with Mountain Mike's new mini churros. These delicious bite-sized churros are the perfect dessert to pair with your favorite Mountain Mike's pizza, made with only the freshest and finest ingredients, dough made fresh daily with 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese, and toppings to the edge. For limited time only, get 16 mini churros for the whole family for only $4.99. Don't wait. Order yours today for dine-in, carry-out, or delivery.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
Back with more of our pregame here on The Score and streaming with video online at 541radio.com. Tonight, your Roseburg girls basketball team getting back into it in the new year as they take on the Thurston Colts here in Springfield. Joining us is head coach Chad Smith here on the program. Coach, we were just chatting a little bit that it's been a bit of a down period for you, but it sounds like you guys have been able to utilize that to at least get a little bit healthier. How much have you guys been able to practice here during this holiday break as you guys start to get back in and getting ready for that league schedule coming up?
we've had a great opportunity with the way Christmas went, and I think we got 7 or 8 practices in over that time, and the girls were able to, like I said, you were talking about healing up. We got 4 girls back off of injuries, so that was real nice. We had lost, a couple key starters in Emily Morello over at a previous trip over to Bend, and we'd lost Mikaela Cunningham. Both of those are back and healthy and ready to go tonight. So a little bit of practice, put some new things in, so hopefully we'll see how that goes tonight.
Coaches always love having the practice time to be able to kind of drill and get things and game plans in, but, players like to play. How anxious do you feel like the girls are to get back out there after a long layoff?
Well, if last night's practice is any indication, I think they're ready to get back on the floor. You can only go against yourselves for so long, and then you're ready to see somebody a little bit different in a different uniform. So they were excited after last night's practice, and we're hoping that good things happen tonight.
I know it's still a season where you guys are taking your lumps out there, but, we continue to talk about growth with this team. And, as we've gotten, we're a little more than a month into this season now, and you've got a handful of games under your belt. Are you continuing to see them picking up new things and new aspects from what you guys are doing when you come back and maybe watch a little bit of game tape?
Absolutely. Every game they get a little bit better. It's just one of those things. It's amazing what COVID really did to girls basketball, I think, in general. I see, you look at numbers, just kids out. And there's 2 teams in the Southern Conference that have full programs. So they lost those 2 years, basically, is what you're starting with. And I think, every night out we get a little bit better and a little bit better, and we learn a new thing or two, and our basketball IQ is improving. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, that's always good. Tonight you get a chance to take on a Thurston team that, record-wise, that doesn't look like their season has gone the way they'd like it to, but I also look at the opponents that they've played, and they've played a pretty tough schedule. What do you expect out of this Thurston club you're going to face tonight?
Well, if it's tradition, anything like they've normally been, they're going to get up in you, they're going to man you a little bit, they're going to want to press you. They're pretty patient on offense. It's a good group of girls. They've got a little bit of size to them. All those things are things that we struggle with, and we'll see how we handle it tonight.
All right, Coach, we look forward to it. Thanks so much for the time here in the pregame show. And that is head coach Chad Smith for the Roseburg girls basketball team as they get ready to take on the Thurston Colts here tonight. Joey Keyran here with you. I want to say thanks to some of our sponsors for high school sports here on The Score this season. Sponsors like Dr. Lance and Randall. They're accepting new patients, so make sure you give them a call now at 541-378-6694. And Chuck Swarman Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? For the Roseburg girls tonight, their season, as Coach talking about there, they have gotten healthier, which has been a big boost for this team, getting healthy and getting their full roster back. They're still a very young team with only, I believe, 2 seniors on this team. Yeah, that's make it 3 seniors on this team this year for this Roseburg team. And so they've got a lot of players that they rely on. They're not top-heavy with a solid, strong core of seniors that carry the load for them. They rely on all of their roster. And so when they've got players out, that has been big for them. Coach telling me that Emily Morello was big to be missing her and her ball handling skills for this Roseburg team. So getting her back will be good. I know that they've missed out on a couple of other players at times throughout this season already, and hoping that they can stay healthy for the stretch run coming up as Southwest Conference play is on the horizon. In fact, for the Roseburg girls, this will be their final non-conference game before they get into league play. They've got the South Medford Panthers coming up next Tuesday. That'll be a home game for the Roseburg girls. The Roseburg boys, that'll be their next game. Roseburg boys had a game canceled earlier this week. They were scheduled to go to Tigard, but COVID shut that one down, and we're all keeping our fingers crossed that things keep moving on as they're supposed to, as the schedule says, but we've been seeing plenty of cancellations due to the recent surge in COVID cases around the state. And so obviously something we will keep in the back of our minds with the schedule and how it is definitely subject to change. But Roseburg scheduled to go into conference play coming up next. There will be a non-league game against Willamette mixed in between games against South Medford and Sheldon for the Roseburg girls. They're coming off of a holiday break. As mentioned, they've been off for a little while. It's been almost 3 weeks. They did have a tournament canceled, and I was actually on vacation, so I believe it was because of weather. It was right there after Christmas when we got hit with the snowstorms. That delayed my travels on vacation to go visit family back in Wisconsin. But unfortunately, it also wiped out a lot of high school sports and activities that were going on there after Christmas. The Summit Holiday Tournament that was scheduled to be played in Bend, Roseburg didn't get a chance to play in those games, and so that meant they had an extended time off. It did help them get healthy. Unfortunately, it meant that they were practicing more often and not getting a chance to get out there and put their practices into execution. Again, that last game was 56-21 loss at Springfield. That came in a tournament play just before Christmas, almost 3 weeks ago. It will be 3 weeks ago from Sunday coming up that the last time the Roseburg girls were on the floor. Amy Carpenter had a big one in that one as she helped lead the team with 10 points. She has had back-to-back games with 10 points for Roseburg, and so they're looking to her to continue to lead the way scoring, the tallest player on the floor for Roseburg, and she continues to be their leading scorer. But she got into early foul trouble, and that'll definitely be something to watch here tonight. Meanwhile, on the other side for the Thurston Colts, they come out of the 5A classification. The Midwestern League, they've actually already begun league play, 1-2 in league play so far for Thurston. They will get back into league play. This is their final non-league game of the season. They get back into league play with a game against North Eugene coming up on Tuesday, although we'll keep an eye on that one. I was actually talking with some of the administration from North Eugene earlier today and found out that their basketball programs, I believe right now, are in a bit of a pause as well. So some things to be cognizant of is that schedules are definitely subject to change. Last game for this Thurston team, they took on an undefeated Willamette team, and the Wolverines were able to stay undefeated, and that is a team that will be coming up on the schedule for Roseburg here momentarily. They'll be playing them next week. Willamette beating this Thurston team 46-24 last week. You look for a common opponent between these two teams, and it's Eagle Point. Both teams facing the Eagle Point Eagles and winning against them. For Thurston, that was a 12-point victory when they played against Eagle Point this year. Roseburg beat Eagle Point to start out the season 29-23, a 6-point victory in that one. That was the first and only win of the season so far for the Roseburg girls. This Thurston team has lost its back-to-back games. They are 1-4 in their last 5. They're looking to snap that 2-game losing skid. They come in averaging 42.3 points a game. Roseburg averaging 24.4. The Indians giving up 46.3 points a game, whereas Thurston averaging 49.7 points allowed so far this year. We're getting close to tip-off here. Before we get things going, we'll have a break for the national anthem, so we will have that queued up for you here in just a moment. And when we come back, we'll get a look at the starters for tonight's game. Roseburg basketball on the score this winter sports season is presented by Barnes Heating and Cooling, your complete energy company. Visit barnesheatingandcooling.com or call them at 541-459-1545. Also, tonight's game sponsored by Roseburg Honda. Buying a car can be a hassle, but at Roseburg Honda, it's different. Customer satisfaction, their highest priority. Visit Roseburg Honda, where they treat you like family because they are family. We'll go ahead and take a 2-minute break. Come back after the national anthem with your starting lineups here on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
We are Douglas County Farmers Co-op, but we're not just for farmers. We serve all residents of Douglas County because we are Douglas County. Stop by today for everything from a tank of gas to a bite to eat anytime you're hungry. Pick up something for yourself, your home, and those you care for. Celebrating 100 years of service, Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Good people, good products, and good advice.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
As a doctor, I kept myself safe from COVID by following all the proper protocols. Then I visited my family, and we all got COVID. I debated getting the vaccine since I gained the COVID antibodies. I changed my mind because I learned the antibodies may not offer full protection. But getting the vaccine after COVID can help prevent you from getting sick again. It also lowers your risk of getting someone else sick. So whether you've already had COVID or you're still unvaccinated, please get the vaccine.
And we welcome you back here to Thurston High School, where tonight the Roseburg Indians get ready to take on the Thurston Colts, led by head coach Chad Smith. The Roseburg Indians starting five getting announced on the floor. Wearing the black road jerseys, Roseburg across the chest in orange, numbers on the front and the back in orange, outlined in white. That is your Roseburg Indians. Your starting five will be Emily Morello, the sophomore, Riley Molsick, a junior, Amy Carpenter, a junior, Jocelyn Monteferin, a senior, and Chelsea Miller, your fifth starter, another senior in the lineup for the Roseburg girls. On the other side, for the Thurston Colts, wearing the home white jerseys here tonight, led by head coach Steve Eastburn with their 2-5 record. The Thurston Colts starting lineup getting announced on the floor. A senior at 5'7", Morgan Casely, will start, along with senior Quaylee Carpenter. Kylie Jones, a junior at 5'3". Ryan Kaufman, a senior at 5'6", and Bailey Tovey, a sophomore at 5'10", your starting five for this Thurston Colts girls basketball team. 2-5 on this season. Roseburg 1-7. They will set up in the center circle. It'll be Amy Carpenter against Quaylee Carpenter. Kaylee Carpenter, I'm going to guess that's supposed to be. Kaylee Carpenter, spelled differently, but we'll go with it. Carpenter versus Carpenter in the center circle. It's won by Roseburg, and it'll be Monteferin that brings it up. Roseburg moving left to right on your radio dial. They'll work it to the left side of the floor with Chelsea Miller. Tries to enter it into the middle to Carpenter, and it is taken away. Kaufman will bring it up the floor for Thurston. Things open up through the middle, so she drives right in, pulls up for the jumper just inside the free throw line. And Kaufman off the mark on the first shot of the ball game. At 30 seconds in, we're scoreless, and things underway. In the corner, Carpenter out to the top. They work it around the perimeter. Molsick gets it to Morello, bounces into the corner to Miller. Miller's bounce pass back out to Morello. Nearly stolen away. They tie him up, and it'll go to Thurston on the arrow. So Thurston will have it, moving right to left on your radio dial in the white home jerseys. Pass into the corner for Carpenter. Back out to the top with it. Kaufman. One bounce to the top between the circles to Jones. They work into the middle. Backdoor cut, and the pass along the baseline through the legs of Carpenter and out of bounds. Trying to find the cutter there was Kaufman. That was Tovey that tried to make that extra pass, and unfortunately, I think she caught her teammate off guard just a little bit with that one. Roseburg will rush it up the floor. Dropping into the half-court defense is Thurston. A three from the corner by Carpenter off the mark. Amy's shot doesn't fall. The rebound pulled down by the Colts. They'll press it up the floor. Nearly a travel. Bounce through the middle. Shot too strong from the right side of the hoop by Carpenter. And the rebound pulled down by Roseburg after a little bit of ping-pong away. Up the floor, Molsick to the right side. That's Morello. They get it into Carpenter. She drives, and even with some contact, she's able to get one to fall through, and Roseburg will get the early 2-0 lead. And so far, Thurston not putting a lot of pressure on Roseburg trying to bring the ball up, and that has helped them get into their half-court offense. Been one of their biggest bugaboos all season. Driving to the right side, back out. Thurston with it. Casely will work it around the perimeter out to Jones at the top. Kaufman works it into the middle to Tovey. She tries to bounce it back out to Kaufman into the corner. Carpenter with it. Back out to the top. They will reset in the half-court to the near side. Kaufman at the wing Back to the left elbow, driving in the lane. Not a bad move there by Ryan Kaufman, but her shot off the mark. Too strong, hits the back iron and clanks off. 5:50 to play here in the first quarter. Roseburg leading 2-0. Miller in the left corner gets it into Carpenter. She had the defender kind of out of position, drove in, but her shot too strong, bounces high off the back iron and pulled down by the Colts. They'll bring it up the floor. Through the center circle comes the point guard, Kylie Jones. Jones to the left side with it, Kaufman. She's going to drive with the left hand, gets into the rim, but her shot too strong. Rebound tip to Miller. Roseburg will pull it down. A defensive stop there. They're winning on the boards, and they're keeping, so far, Thurston off the scoreboard. A 2-3 zone by the Colts. A 3 by Montefiore. That one just a bit too flat. It clanks off the back iron. Thurston comes down with the rebound. They'll push it up the floor. Jump stop Jones. Got trapped too far underneath. She'll toss it out for a 3 by Casely. Off the mark. Rebound tipped out of the hands by Thurston, but Roseburg able to collect the loose ball, and Morello will bring it up the floor for Roseburg. Leading 2-0 nearing the midway point here in the first quarter. Montefiore, that's Jocelyn with it on the right side at the wing. Pass into the corner to Carpenter. Back out to Montefiore. She looks to the top, has her dribble. Now will use it. Left-handed dribble, bounce pass. That was a kick ball, and there's the whistle. At first they weren't going to blow it, it seemed like, but they do make the late call on the kick ball. Coming out of the game will be Ryan Kaufman for Thurston. Chelsea Miller checks out of the game for Roseburg. Coming in for the Tribe, that is Skylar Wiedemeyer, who will check into the game. On the other side, Riley Custer comes in for Thurston, so does Stella Hall. Still 2-0, Roseburg in front, 4:35 to go here in the first quarter of our ball game. Mulsick, bounce pass around the defender to Montefiore into the corner. Going to be a 3-ball for Roseburg, and it's too long. Off the mark there for Wiedemeyer. Up the floor, Thurston on the far side. They push it up quick. They like to get out in transition, but they slow down to the half-court offense. Driving left side in the block, shot just too short. A weak side rebound pulled down and put in by Stella Hall, and we got a tie ball game at 2-all as Hall comes off the bench and gets Thurston on the scoreboard. Montefiore drives right side, gets a screen from Mulsick. They try to go with the pick and roll. Mulsick gets it in the lane, and right in the middle, Riley Mulsick gets the floater to fall. But Roseburg back in front by 2, 4-2, 3:53 to go in the first quarter. To the right side, Jones dribbles back to her left. They work it now to the near corner. Casely with it, picks up her dribble, back out to Jones at the top. To the right side of the lane, with it, Tovey, back out. Passes it away to Casely. She tries to drive through the middle. Roseburg going with the man-to-man defense here. Driving from the right side, that shot well off the mark, trying to back her way in. Bailey Tovey throwing up a wild shot as she started to lose her balance. And she will turn it over there, and she will head to the bench as she comes out. Tovey to the bench is coming in. Alina Newell will check in for Thurston. Jocelyn Montefiore brings the ball up through the center circle right over the Colts logo at midcourt. Bounces into the corner to Wiedemeyer. Back out to Montefiore. Tries to go to the right elbow to Carpenter, but fighting for the ball and taking it away is Alina Newell. And then on the outlet pass, Newell throws it over the top of the head of Riley Custer and out of bounds on the near sideline just past midcourt. Roseburg will get it back as we've got more substitutions. Mulsick will head to the bench, and coming in for her, Michelle Rivera for Roseburg into the game. Morello gets it right side, bounce into the corner to Carpenter. Ball over the top of her head. She'll pass it away. They work it to the far side. Look into the corner. Nope, down into the middle. Carpenter back out to Rivera, and her straightaway 3 is just too strong. Rebound pulled down by the Colts. They get the stop there. They push it up the floor. Far side, Casely with it. Marked by Rivera. Goes to the free throw line with the pass. Bounce around the defender. Newell gets it into the right block. The shot does not fall, but drawing a foul will be Stella Hall, and she is coming off the bench. The junior at 5'9". She's come off the bench and been a spark, has the only point so far in the game for Thurston. And now we'll go to the free throw line trying to tie this one up with 2:43 to go in the first period. The first one does not fall. She'll have a second one coming. The foul was called against Michelle Rivera, her first team foul of the game for Roseburg, first foul of the game for either side. Second free throw is good. 1-2 at the line for Stella Hall. She gets Thurston back within 1. Roseburg is led 2-0 and 4-2. Now on top 4-3. In the corner, Wiedemeyer back out to Rivera. Picks up her dribble. She's well behind the arc, but close defensive pressure by Hall. They work it down to Wiedemeyer. Wiedemeyer tried to find the open cutter to the baseline, and it just wasn't there for Roseburg. Stolen away here by Thurston is bringing the ball up is Kaufman, I want to say, but her three from straight away is too short. Yeah, that was Ryan Kaufman with the three-ball attempt, and it is way short. And Roseburg will get the air ball out of bounds. They get to inbound it and go the length of the floor. Morello into the corner to Carpenter. Sees an open baseline. She'll drive, and she puts the runner up, and she's got it. Amy Carpenter with 4 in the ball game. Roseburg up by 3, 6-3 here in the first quarter. A minute 52 to play. The Tribe coming out of this holiday break with a little bit of momentum. Pass slapped away, but it stays with the Colts. Back out to the top. They reset. Kaufman gets it to Chapman. She drives right side. They will reset at the top. Kaufman back to the left wing now. Custer with it to the top. Kaufman nearly has it stolen by Rivera, but she's able to collect it back in. To the far side with it. Chapman, a couple of jab steps, does not drive. She'll pass it away. 126, another ball tipped away on a pass, and now dribbled off the foot of the Colts player, but Newell able to get it. Now her pass is stolen away. Rivera going to try to jump stop, has a defender right in her face. She misses, but the rebound for Roseburg hops on the rim and will fall through for Emily Morello. And Roseburg's up by 5, 8-3 here in the first quarter. 1:05 to play in the first period. Chapman to the near side. Her throw goes out of bounds, and this looks like a frustrated Thurston team here in this first period. You can read the body language so far, and Roseburg's got to capitalize on that. Keep the pedal to the metal. Into the game for the Tribe will come Emma Murphy, a junior. Comes off the bench for the Tribe. Carpenter takes a seat. Is also coming in Mikaela Cunningham. And a push foul going to be called on Wiedemeyer on the baseline. There's a loose ball fighting for it. It was Kaufman that got it, but got shoved in the back by, it was Wiedemeyer. She'll pick up her first 2 fouls against Roseburg in the ball game. 45 seconds to play here in the first period. Chapman to the right side. Going to be a 3. It does not fall. Rattles around and off. The rebound pulled down by Cunningham, but she could not fight off the Colts. Loose ball on the ground. There's a lot of scuffling going on. A 3 ball off the mark again by Thurston. And Roseburg comes away with it. They get the stop. 25 seconds to play here first period. Bounce pass. Murphy tried to attack, but she'll back it out. Gets it to Cunningham in the corner. Back out. Murphy to Rivera to the far side. Almost a travel there, but got the ball down just in time for Morello. Wiedemeyer out to the top to Murphy. 10 seconds to play first period. Murphy pass to Morello. Morello nearly had it stolen away. Gets it back to Murphy for a 3. It's just off the left iron. No good. 2 seconds, and this is going to be the end of the first period. It is 8-3. Roseburg in front at the end of the first 8 minutes in this one. And the Indians coming out with a little bit of momentum. We'll take a 60-second break. Come back here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
Come back here for the start of the second quarter. Roseburg leading in this one 8-3 on top of the Thurston Colts. Joey Keyran here with you from Springfield at Thurston High School. 5-point lead, largest of the game for Roseburg. They start out with the basketball as we start the second quarter. Michelle Rivera out there will get it to Morello. Morello to Murphy. Bounce pass into the corner to Miller. Her pass was tipped, but it goes right back to Murphy. Roseburg will keep it. The 5th player on the floor for the Indians, Mikaela Cunningham, nearly had a pass stolen away from her. It does stay with Roseburg just in front of the student section here at Thurston High School. A decent little crowd here tonight. School just getting back into session, but nice to see the fans and the student section showing up for this Friday night affair between Roseburg and Thurston. Interclassification matchup. Pass into the corner for Cunningham. Tries to drive baseline. Back out. She gets it to Miller. Miller's pass tipped, but it does find its mark to Morello. Morello out at the top. Tries to get him to clean out. It is a 2-3 zone still here for Thurston. In the corner, Miller with it. Gets a bit trapped. Does have her dribble. She'll pass over the top of the defense to Cunningham, and the shot's just too strong. And the rebound pulled down by Thurston out in front. They had transition, but they turn it over. Tried to be patient. Now in the backcourt, ball nearly stolen away from Murphy, and Roseburg will get it, and they'll be able to get across the timeline here. So Roseburg gets the stop and the takeaway. Trying to go underneath again to Cunningham, but just stepping right in front. Thurston takes it away. Up the floor comes Bailey Tovey, going to go coast to coast. Too strong. Back iron clanks off. Gets her own rebound and forces one through. That is Bailey Tovey, the sophomore, with the two, and it's back to a three-point game, 8-5 here in the second quarter, 6:23 to go. Rivera to the left side. Miller going to go, which they wanted on the give and go, but a kick ball will keep it for Roseburg. On the floor for Thurston, you've got Morgan Casely out there, Kylie Jones, Ryan Kaufman, Bailey Tovey, and also Carpenter out there for the Colts. Tried to pass through the middle, ball tipped up, and it's Carpenter that takes it away for Thurston. She sees the outlet up the floor to Casely, and her lay-in will go through. Morgan Casely, the senior, gets a lay-in high off the glass, and it's a 1-point game. Starts out on a 4-0 run for Thurston here to begin the second period. And it looks like that first quarter speech from the coach did the trick. But driving baseline, stepped around the defender. Mikaela Cunningham gets a lay-in. And she gets that runner on the baseline there. Gets an easy two. Stepping around the defender. That was a nice move to get her a clean look. She puts Roseburg back in front by 3. 10-7. 5:29 to go second quarter. Pass to the corner. It's Carpenter with it. Doesn't want to try and take the space that she had from Cunningham for a three and didn't decide to drive. With it, Jones, left wing, marked by Morello, into the corner. Sidestep around the defender. Nice move and a nice take there by Carpenter. And she lays it in for two. Got a nice step around the defender, and that was real pretty looking here on the near sideline. Roseburg moving left to right on your radio dial, and the Road Blacks here tonight. 4:58 and counting in the first half. Pass to Miller. She has a no-look pass to Morello. Back out to Rivera at the top. One-handed pass to Murphy. Tries a three, and she gets hit as she launches. And that's going to be a foul called here against Thurston. That'll be just their second. Both teams with 2 fouls in this first half. And that one goes against Jones. It sends Murphy to the free throw line for 3. And she will miss the first. Let's go ahead and pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Roseburg basketball on the score. Must have only been a 2-point shot. It looked like she was behind the arc, but Murphy only gets 2 free throws and misses both of them. So it's a 10-9 lead for Roseburg. Still a 3, rattles around, almost spits out, and then falls through for Kaufman. And Kaufman will get a 3 to put Thurston in front. Here in the second quarter, it is a 9-2 run in favor of Thurston. A timeout taken by the Tribe. We'll take it as well. A 30-second break here on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Sports fans, it's Joey Kieran with the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. We're bringing you more local sports content as we change up our weekday sports lineup. We've got the Bald-Faced Truth with John Canzano, noon to 3 every weekday. And then from 4 to 6 is the James Crepia Show. More local sports talk here on Douglas County's home for sports, the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Roseburg basketball here on The Score is presented by Flyway Travel. You can contact their travel experts for your travel plans. Now located at 1445 West Harvard Avenue, or you can call them at 672-5701. It is a 12-10 score in favor of Thurston, their first lead of the night, coming midway through here in this second quarter. Pass into the corner. Miller looking across the floor, surveying. Will pass it back out to the top to Murphy. Mulsick to Morello on the right side. Murphy to Mulsick. Mulsick nearly walked, but she does get the dribble down, facing a lot of defensive pressure. Out to the top, Murphy with it. This zone defense from Thurston has picked up the intensity a bit. Carpenter back into the game for Roseburg. Drives in, pulls up for a long jumper, and banks it through. Amy Carpenter will tie this one back up here with 3:54 to go in the first half. Tied at 12. Pass to the near corner. Carpenter back out to the top for Thurston. Jones around a screen. Right side. Pass to the corner. Kaufman hit that go-ahead three on the last possession. She'll try another one here. It rattles off the front iron. No good. Offensive board. Put back. No good. Rebound pulled down by Roseburg. Tovey off the mark on the offensive putback. 3:30 to play. First half. Morello to Miller in the corner. Pressure. Kaufman knocks it out of her hands. It'll stay with Roseburg, and checking in will be Alina Newell. Alina Newell will come into the game for Bailey Tovey. And Mulsick will check out of the game as Jocelyn Montefiore will come back in for the Tribe. 3:23. Inbound to Carpenter. She put up a shot quick, catch and shoot, but it got blocked. And then she gets it back on the outlet pass, so the runner is just short. Rebound pulled down by Thurston. And I said Mulsick checked out of the game. It was not. It was Murphy that checked out of the game. Mulsick still in there. Pass to the near corner. Back out to Jones at the left wing. Around a screen. Working underneath it was Morello. Stays with her man. Out to the top. Jones. Morello closes in as she holds there on the left side. Casely with it to Kaufman. Kaufman surveying underneath, but nobody really there. Back out to the far side. Casely catch. Didn't want to try and take the quick three. She'll drive baseline, put up a shot, misses the rim. Carpenter comes down with the rebound for Roseburg. Pressure in the backcourt, but Roseburg able to get Thurston off of him and will bring it up the floor. 2:33, a chance to take the lead here with 2.5 to play before halftime. Montefiore at the right wing, right, left. Now she will dribble to the left, picks up the dribble, needs some help. Got to get it away. She'll get it to Carpenter in the near corner. Carpenter pass to the free throw line. Mulsick lost the handle. If she could have fielded that cleanly, she might have had a chance at an open look, but the defense recovered. Go to the free throw line. Carpenter looking for that baseline cutter. Tried to get it to Mulsick. She was just too short over the outstretched arms of this bigger Thurston team, and they knock it away and come away with the steal with 2 minutes to play here in the first half. Out at the top, Mulsick knocks it out of the hands of Kaufman, but she keeps it. Around the defense, almost lost her balance. Does pass it away to Casely on the far side. Kaufman over the top of the defense, gets it to Newell. Newell drives in. Her shot too short, tip out, and it goes to Roseburg off the hands of Kaylee Carpenter for the Colts. She was just out of position for the offensive board and couldn't bring it in. Going to the bench will be Chelsea Miller for Roseburg, and into the game will come Sydney Montefiore, the sophomore, for the first time here tonight. And substitutions for Thurston as well as Carpenter will go to the bench. And into the game for her is Riley Custer. 1:39 to play first half. Tie ball game at 12 all. Roseburg led by as many as 5 in the first quarter. 3 from the corner by Jocelyn Montefiore, no good. Mulsick came down with the rebound, but as she tried to attack the rim, it got knocked away. Fight for it on the ground, and it's Thurston that comes up with it. Breaking out, Kaufman steps around the defender, and a blocking call on Jocelyn Montefiore, and it'll be 2 shots as heading to the line will go Ryan Kaufman, a senior for Thurston. 1:21 to play here in the first half. Nice job by Jocelyn Montefiore to get back and at least contest that breakaway attempt. Kaufman's free throw is good. She will put Thurston back in front, try to stretch it out to a 2-point lead. Largest lead of the game for Thurston has been 2 points. Tonight's game brought to you by Fisher's Hearth & Home, serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces in the area. Second free throw is rifled in. That one was a laser beam right through 14-12 your score, 1:19 to play here in the first half. Back to a 2-point game in favor of Thurston. Off the defender, out in front, and laying it in is Morgan Casely. Gets the steal and the 2, and that'll put Thurston on top by 4, 16-12, their largest lead of the game. Montefiore, Sydney to the corner. Gets it back from Amy Carpenter on the right wing. Sydney to the top to Mulsick. Mulsick to the left side to Morello. Into the corner for Jocelyn Montefiore. She tries to dribble away from pressure. Back out to the top. Sydney with it. Steps to the right elbow. Pass it away to Mulsick. Looking underneath. Mulsick with the defense on her. Finds a way to get it away as the double team came on the sideline. Launch it out for a 3. That's too strong. Rebound, though, pulled down by Sydney Montefiore, and she loses the handle as she tries to go back up with the putback. 26 seconds to play here in the third quarter. Thurston with it. A chance to stretch it out even further, leading by 4. Right side, Kaufman kicks it out. A right side 3 is too strong. Rebound pulled down by Mulsick. 12 seconds to go. Morello one-on-one. Goes left side. Tries to step around from the defense. Gets hit. No whistle. She ends up on the ground. Outlet up the floor for Thurston. And they're going to call a blocking foul. That looked like Mulsick had her feet planted on the right block and got run right into by Ryan Kaufman. Got to run over, and she was a statue, it looked like. And Mulsick can't believe she didn't get the call. Neither could the Roseburg bench. That'll be for Riley Mulsick, her second. That is the 4th team foul for Roseburg. With 1 second left to go in the first half, too. And the first free throw doesn't fall for Ryan Kaufman. I believe there's some sort of saying that Rasheed Wallace made popular back in the day with the Portland Trailblazers, ball don't lie. 16-12, and it'll be 17-12 as Kaufman hits the second, and that'll do it for the first half. We go to the halftime break. It is right now Thurston in front of Roseburg by a score of 17-12. Roseburg coming out, a nice start in this one, led 8-3 at the end of the first quarter, and trailed though by 5 here going to the halftime break. Again, our score, 17-12. Thurston in front. We'll come back with your halftime show after this quick 2-minute break here on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
We are Douglas County Farmers Co-op, but we're not just for farmers. We serve all residents of Douglas County because we are Douglas County. Stop by today for everything from a tank of gas to a bite to eat anytime you're hungry. Pick up something for yourself, your home, and those you care for. Celebrating 100 years of service, Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Good people, good products, and good advice.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
As a doctor, I kept myself safe from COVID by following all the proper protocols. Then I visited my family, and we all got COVID. I debated getting the vaccine since I gained the COVID antibodies. I changed my mind because I learned the antibodies may not offer full protection. But getting the vaccine after COVID can help prevent you from getting sick again. It also lowers your risk of getting someone else sick. So whether you've already had COVID or you're still unvaccinated, please get the vaccine.
Welcome you back here to Thurston High School in Springfield as the Colts rally back in the second quarter to take a 17-12 lead at the halftime break. Joey Kiran here with you on this Friday night. Good to be back behind the microphone and broadcasting. It's been a little while. My last broadcast would have been, the 17th. I remember that was the Saturday of the week that I did my last broadcast, sometime that week. So it's been a little while since the last time we've been on the air bringing you Roseburg High sports. But getting ready for 2022 as we get ready for Southwest Conference play beginning next week for both the boys and the girls. And as we make our way through league play, we'll be covering both boys and girls basketball. We'll be we'll be going with the boys, but when there's a chance to do the girls' games as well, or if the boys aren't playing and the girls are, we will cover the girls' games as well. So just keep that in mind as the season goes forward, and you can always check out the broadcast schedule posted online at 541radio.com on the Score homepage. Roseburg High Sports here on the Score this season, presented by Mahalo Heating and Air Conditioning. Get 0% financing for 72 months on approved credit now at Mahalo Heating and Air Conditioning. And by Good Vibration Solutions for home theater and automotive audio. You can feel it at Good Vibes. Well, here in the first half, Roseburg in the first quarter really able to put some defensive pressure on, and they capitalized on some opportunities, able to pull out by as many as 5 points in that first quarter, leading 8-3 at the end of it. They led 2-0, led 4-2. Then it was a little back and forth, and then they were able to find a way in front by 5. But it was short-lived as Thurston outscores Roseburg 14-4 in the second quarter. Some turnovers in there, but just missed shots. They had some opportunities, but they could not get them to fall. There were a few more turnovers in the second quarter for Roseburg. They'll try to clean that up here at the halftime break as Thurston came out a little bit more fired up in the second quarter than they were in the first. 17-12 our score here at the halftime break. We'll go ahead and take another break. When we come back, we will take a look at individual scoring from the first half of this one. Joey Kiran here with you from Thurston High School. Tonight's game streaming with video online at 541radio.com and on our YouTube channel, 1490 The Score. You can subscribe and watch Roseburg High Sports throughout the season. And you can also always catch us right here on the radio on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
We are Douglas County Farmers Co-op, but we're not just for farmers. We serve all residents of Douglas County because we are Douglas County. Stop by today for everything from a tank of gas to a bite to eat anytime you're hungry. Pick up something for yourself, your home, and those you care for. Celebrating 100 years of service, Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Good people, good products, and good advice.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
As a doctor, I kept myself safe from COVID by following all the proper protocols. Then I visited my family, and we all got COVID. I debated getting the vaccine since I gained the COVID antibodies. I changed my mind because I learned the antibodies may not offer full protection. But getting the vaccine after COVID can help prevent you from getting sick again. It also lowers your risk of getting someone else sick. So whether you've already had COVID or you're still unvaccinated, please get the vaccine.
Halftime here from Thurston High School in Springfield, Oregon. That was a bit of a rainy drive up here from the Umpqua Basin, and it's definitely chilling off out there. But here inside at the home of the Thurston Colts, not too bad of a night for some high school basketball. Well, taking a look at scores from the first half of this one, Roseburg trailing 17-12. First for the visiting Indians, Emily Morello with 2. Riley Molsick with 2. Amy Carpenter leading the way with 6. And then with 2 points, Mikaela Cunningham. That is your scores for Roseburg in the first half. On the other side for Thurston, 4 points for Morgan Casely. Kaylee Carpenter with 2. Stella Hall with 3 points. Ryan Kaufman with 6. And Bailey Tovey with 2. And that is your scores from the first half of tonight's ball game. We've got a second half coming up. And remember to stick around for the postgame show where we will name our Mountain Mike's Pizza player of the game. Mountain Mike's Pizza, pizza the way it ought to be. $50 gift certificate going to the winner of the player of the game to use there at Mountain Mike's Pizza off of West Harvard Avenue by Roseburg High School and right there by the 124 interchange with I-5. And if you are an avid listener of the games and you maybe know a player that's wondering where their gift certificates are, well, yeah, I will. Next week, we are going to catch up on our player of the game gift certificates to give out on that. I apologize. I always get behind on those. We'll take a break. We don't want to get behind as we get ready for the second half. We are closing in. Teams back out there warming up. We'll have it for you after this 60-second break on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
We are back here at Thurston High School as we get ready to go. Roseburg will take the floor. They will be, I believe, moving right to left on your radio dial this half as they will switch sides. Roseburg is coming out. I thought maybe they were setting up to defend the basket to our left. They will be moving from my right to the left. In the blacks, on the other side in the white jerseys, it is Thurston, and that'll be moving left to right, and they get the basketball to start the second half of our contest, leading 17-12 here at home tonight from Thurston High School. It'll be Kylie Jones that brings the ball up, dribbles to the right, gets a screen, gets it away to Ryan Kaufman, down to underneath the Carpenter. Carpenter into the corner for Casely. The fifth starter out there is Tovey, your original starting five for the Colts. Ball underneath, missed, but Tovey fights for the rebound and does an amazing job to get it through a couple of defenders there by Roseburg, and then gets the lay in to fall. 19-12 the score, a 7-point lead, largest of the game for the Colts. And a pass into the middle is taken away by Thurston. They'll get it out, running out the other direction. A long two taken by Casely is off the mark. Roseburg brings it up. Morello pass to the right side. Carpenter with it. Ball over her head. She will pass it out to the top to Montefiore. Jocelyn to Molsick. Molsick looking. Gets it to Carpenter cutting in. Turns, and she will get a foul against Kaylee Carpenter. I like the aggressiveness there out of Amy Carpenter. She got that ball, felt like the defense wasn't right on top of her, and went aggressively trying to turn to get to the basket. She kind of hit shins, I think, with Kaylee Carpenter, and she seems to be maybe in a little bit of pain, but still out there is Amy. She will dribble out to the top, pass it away to Molsick, looks for the cutter, gets it, nice move, and she gets it to fall. A nice little touch shot from Amy Carpenter, and that was some offense executed to perfection for Roseburg. Back to within 5, 6:37 to play, and they're going to call time here. The official's going to have a conversation real quick. And I don't know exactly what for. They are over at the scorer's table having a conversation, and it may be something to do. Somebody's got a laser pointer that was in the stands, apparently. So that was the stoppage in play there. Somebody goofing around with a laser pointer from the stands, apparently. So Thurston will have it out of the quick timeout there. 6:32 to play here in the third quarter. Colts leading by 5. Roseburg trying to get on a run here. Cunningham has come into the game as the ball stolen away by Morello. Now a whistle away on the backside of everything. Roseburg had the steal in the outlet, and they call a foul on Jocelyn Montefiore. I was looking the other direction, so I don't know what the foul was about. But, foul away from the ball by Jocelyn Montefiore. Thurston will get it back after the Roseburg steal. Montefiore really working with Kaufman, who's really bodying her up. And now Kaufman has a pass stolen away by Cunningham. Cunningham, though, loses it. It's taken away from her on the dribble up the floor. Amy Carpenter went to the bench to stretch out her left knee a little bit, it looks like. That's why Cunningham in the game here early in the third quarter. Pass to Tovey. Tovey going to drive baseline into Chelsea Miller. Missed her shot the first attempt. Goes up with a second try, and she gets hit as she goes up. Carpenter now stretching out on the sideline over there, so that'll be something to watch as she's dealing with a little bit of a banged knee, it looks like. Foul, I believe, goes against Miller. It is. That's her first. Second team foul against Roseburg here in the third quarter. And the first free throw does not go through for Bailey Tovey. Roseburg basketball on the score, presented by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop, and by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. Second free throw for Tovey. Off the mark. Too strong off the back iron. Pulled down by Roseburg, and the Tribe will get the ball back, not giving up any points. Miller went to the bench. Coming in was Wiedemeyer for Roseburg, and Amy Carpenter still on the bench trying to get that knee feeling right. And it would be a big loss if they cannot get her back out there on the floor. She has been walking around under her own power. Cunningham out to the top for Roseburg. To the far side, Jocelyn Montefiore. A couple of jab steps. Wanted the cutter, just wasn't there for Cunningham. Back out to Morello. Morello to Molsick on the left wing. Tries to drive through the defense. Will make a short pass to Wiedemeyer. And Roseburg got to get some movement going on here. They kind of seem jammed up in the middle. They'll try to reset here. Montefiore trying to cut through the lane. Didn't really quite work. This 2-3 zone from Thurston has been persistent. But Roseburg being patient, not forcing anything. Montefiore with it left side. Drives in. Takes a long two. Just a bit off the mark underneath. And a foul going to be called as underneath. It was Mikaela Cunningham, the sophomore, gets the rebound. And then draws a foul on a putback shot. It'll be the first foul against Ryan Kaufman. Second team foul against Thurston here in the second half. And at the line, Cunningham misses the front end. Carpenter and Jones go to the bench for Thurston. Also Roseburg, I thought had a substitution, as the second free throw hits the back iron, gets a friendly roll for Cunningham. So she gets 1 out of 2 at the line, and Roseburg back within 4 at 19-15, 4:44 to go third quarter. Pass out at the top, knocked out of the hands for Tovey, but she's able to go track it down. Jones with it. Now out at the top, it's Chapman. She's going to take it herself, has the runner, but does not get it to drop. Off the front iron, just a bit too soft of a touch on that one, and pulling down the rebound underneath, fighting amongst the bigs. Emily Morello able to pull that one in. Montefiore with it on the right side. Jocelyn wanted to go into the middle, gets it to Cunningham, tries to face the basket, pass it away, back out to Montefiore for a three. Got it! Jocelyn Montefiore hits her first three, and it's a 1-point game as Roseburg within 19-18. 4 minutes to play here in the third quarter. The Tribe fighting their way back. They are outscoring Thurston 6-2 here in the third quarter. Bounce pass to the baseline, back out to the top. Kaufman drives left, splits the defense, off the glass, and it's off the mark. Roseburg will get the look, a chance to try and take the lead here on a made bucket. 3:40 to play third quarter. Montefiore, who just hit that three, thought about it from the left wing, doesn't take it, has the ball stripped out of her hands, tipped, and it stays with Roseburg. On the near sideline, that one tipped out of bounds. Morello will get it back from Montefiore after inbounding from the near sideline. Wiedemeyer, marked by Chapman, toss it across the floor. That one nearly picked off on the skip pass, but Cunningham able to keep it. Pass behind her right hip. Out to Cunningham for a two on the right side, and an offensive board pulled down by Morello. Out to the top, Montefiore will reset it. She dribbles to the right side. Tried to bounce it to the elbow, and they're right at the top of the key. It's taken away. With it, Jones. Casely, gets it back on the right wing. Back out to the top to Chapman. Chapman straight away will pass it to left side to Kaufman. Kaufman into the middle. Casely back out. Chapman, a three is good. She answers. Stretches it back out to a 4-point game, and it's 22-18. Roseburg down by 4 with 2:46 to play, and they take the timeout. We'll do a quick one as well. 30-second break back here from Thurston High School on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
We are Douglas County Farmers Co-op, but we're not just for farmers. We serve all residents of Douglas County because we are Douglas County. Stop by today for everything from a tank of gas to a bite to eat anytime you're hungry. Pick up something for yourself, your home, and those you care for. Celebrating 100 years of service, Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Good people, good products, and good advice.
From Thurston High School tonight, Joey Kieran here with you on the score. Tonight's game sponsored by Dr. Erlanson Randall, accepting new patients, so give him a call at 541-378-6694. Our next basketball broadcast will be next Tuesday when the Roseburg boys go to South Medford for their league opener against the Panthers. We'll have that one for you coming up on the score next Tuesday night. Out of the timeout by Roseburg. The Indians will have it with 2:42 and counting here in the third quarter, trailing by 4. They got back within 1 after trailing by 5 at halftime, and by as many as 7 here in the third quarter. A travel call, though, trapped in the corner. Montefiore could not escape the defense. Still no Amy Carpenter back into the game on the bench. Not working on that knee anymore, but we'll see when she might come back into this one. A pass left side. Knocked away on the ground, and it stays with Thurston. Roseburg last to touch it, trying to scramble for the loose ball. Michelle Rivera will come into the game for Roseburg. Montefiore will take a seat. Roseburg has been able to cut back into the deficit here with Amy Carpenter on the bench, so they may just be letting her rest a little bit and then trying to use her heavily in the fourth quarter. Trying to back her way in. Elena Newell passes out into the corner. A three by, that was Riley Custer that gets the three. And that's a big one there. Stretches it out to a 7-point game, matching the largest of the night at 25-18. Timeout taken by Thurston. We'll take a quick one as well. 30-second break here on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
2:10 to play in the third quarter. Roseburg trailing 25-18. Got it to a 1-point game at 19-18, but then it has been a 6-0 run by Thurston. And a turnover by Roseburg. It's going to be Emma Murphy called for the turn of the foul. Bringing the ball up for Thurston. Step back, long two. Missed everything. Long shot, short of the basket. Missed by Cody Chapman. Morello will bring it up through the circle to Murphy. Murphy, right side, gets it to Rivera. Back to Murphy. She tries to pass through the defense to Wiedemeyer. That pass tipped away. Fight for it on the ground. Morello had it, and they call it jump ball, and it is a possession arrow to Roseburg. Almost would have thought maybe a possibility of a foul there, as it looked like Morello had the possession, but had the defender jumping in there to try and steal it away. 1:26 and counting. Morello to the near side with it. Wiedemeyer back out to the top, work it to the right side. Murphy at the wing, and a foul away from the basketball. I think they call it on Rivera. A moving screen. Yeah, they call that one on Rivera. She'll pick up her second. That is the fourth team foul against Roseburg. Only two so far against Thurston. Neither team got into the bonus in the first half. 1:12 to play here in the third quarter. 7-point game in favor of the Colts. The pick and roll doesn't work in the right corner. Out to the top for Chapman. Gets it to Custer. Long pass out for a three, and that one's going to fall. And that was Casely for three. And largest lead of the night now at 10 for Thurston. 28-18. It's been a 10-0 run by the Colts. Rivera back to Murphy. Murphy left side to Morello. Rivera's going to get it. Tries to drive baseline, but she shuffles the feet before she got the ball down. Turns it back over. At 19-18, Roseburg was in this one. But since then, they have allowed Thurston to really get back in control. 37 seconds, Thurston with the basketball. Our left side around a screen, into the corner, and a travel on the other side. This time it is Stella Hall. Just didn't get the basketball down before she took off. So that'll give the ball back to Roseburg. 30 seconds to go, trying to cut it back down to single digits with a made basket before we go to the fourth quarter and see if they can get on a run and get hot again. Out at the top, Morello looking left. We'll get it to Sydney Monteferian, who has come into the game. Monteferian gets it to Rivera, and it goes right through her hands and out of bounds. Just trying to think about what she was going to do with the basketball before she caught the basketball. And with 13 seconds to go here in the third quarter, we got a timeout taken by Thurston. We'll squeeze in another 30-second break as well. Joey Keyran with you. It is 28-18. Thurston in front of Roseburg on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Get ready to satisfy your dessert cravings with Mountain Mike's new mini churros. These delicious bite-sized churros are the perfect dessert to pair with your favorite Mountain Mike's pizza. Made with only the freshest and finest ingredients. Dough made fresh daily with 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings to the edge. For limited time only, get 16 mini churros for the whole family for only $4.99. Don't wait. Order yours today for dine-in, carry-out, or delivery.
.13 seconds to go in the third quarter. Out of the timeout by Thurston. They will run the play they drew up in the huddle. With it on the right side is Chapman. Tries to make a baseline pass and threw that one. I think she got a hand or two up in front of her face. That one ricocheted out of bounds off of Mikaela Cunningham. Inbounds from the baseline, forcing up a shot. No good. And Thurston unable to get another bucket in before the end of the third quarter. But they lead 28-18 as Roseburg couldn't keep with them after drawing within one. We go to the fourth quarter. Roseburg needs a big period coming up when we return here on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
We are Douglas County Farmers Co-op, but we're not just for farmers. We serve all residents of Douglas County because we are Douglas County. Stop by today for everything from a tank of gas to a bite to eat anytime you're hungry. Pick up something for yourself, your home, and those you care for. Celebrating 100 years of service, Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Good people, good products, and good advice.
Hey there, sports fans. It's Joey Kieran with The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. We're bringing you more local sports content as we change up our weekday sports lineup. We've got the Bald-Faced Truth with John Canzano, noon to 3 every weekday. And then from 4 to 6 is the James Crepia Show. More local sports talk here on Douglas County's home for sports, The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. We begin the fourth quarter. It is Roseburg basketball trailing 28-10 against the Thurston Colts. Excuse me, it's Thurston basketball moving left to right. Pass into the middle. Now it's Roseburg basketball. Roseburg will get a takeaway on the first possession, and now a whistle is going to stop play. Well, that was helpful for Thurston there. The Thurston player got knocked kind of in the outlet there, and I think they're going to check and make sure that she's all right, not a concussion or anything. A player got knocked down. That was Ryan Kaufman, but a stop play as Roseburg had a steal and maybe a bit of a transition opportunity there, but they stopped play because of the injured player on the floor. Pass goes to Carpenter. Good to see her back into the game for Roseburg. Molsick, one-handed bounce pass to Jocelyn Montefiore. You've got Montefiore, Morello, Molsick, Carpenter, and Miller on the floor for Roseburg, and they try to get it into Amy Carpenter, and a foul called from the backside. That will be the third team foul against Thurston, and that one goes against Alina Newell, her first. Inbound to Montefiore, marked closely. Get it to Carpenter, dribbles to the free throw line, and a whistle. I think we got 2 out of our 3 officials calling that one. And they did call it a shooting foul, so it'll be 2 shots coming up here for Amy Carpenter. That'll be the 4th team foul against the Colts, and it is the first foul against Stella Hall. First free throw, Amy can't get it to fall. Looked like a nice arc on that one, but Carpenter's shot rattles around and falls off. Tonight's game brought to you by Chuck Swarman Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? Second one does go through. First points in a while for Roseburg. They had gotten it down to a 19-18 score, but then it was a 10-0 run by Thurston, and that led them to their largest lead of the night at 10 at the end of the third quarter. Out at the top with it, Newell. Passes left side. Hall backs it out. Gets it to Kaufman. Kaufman finds the cutter. That's Chapman through the lane. Passes it out. A 2 by Newell is right through. Newell will make it 30-19. That's an 11-point lead, largest of the night for Thurston. Out at the top, behind the back dribble by Molsick, nearly has it taken away. Montefiore gets a pump fake up, drives in, nice move. Jocelyn Montefiore will put Roseburg on the board and over 20 points at 30-21. Roseburg closing in on their average, but need a bit of a run here to catch up. Pass through the middle. And tipped out of bounds by Thurston. Roseburg tipped the pass, but it must have been touched one last time before it went across the baseline. Chelsea Miller comes out of the game. Amy Carpenter still in, but does get checked on by head coach Chad Smith as she might be limping a little bit there. Continues to stretch out her left leg. Coming into the game for Roseburg was Cunningham, so they'll go with Cunningham and Carpenter out there at the same time. Cunningham, baseline move, spin move, and the runner for Mikaela Cunningham. That was a nice move, and it's back to a 7-point game. 6 minutes to play. Roseburg getting back into it. And now an offensive foul called. And Roseburg gets one here. It'll be the 5th foul against the Colts, and that is the first against Riley Custer. Roseburg getting close to the bonus here. Going to drive in, makes the baseline pass to Cunningham. Cunningham double team come, ball tipped away and stolen. Right idea for Roseburg, just took too long to develop. In the transition, Thurston up the floor, driving left side with it. Chapman, spin move, back out to the top. Kaufman a 3, it's short, and the long rebound comes out to Montefiore. She tries to drive up the floor, pressure in the backcourt, jump ball call. That should favor Roseburg, and it does. 5:32 to play in the ball game. Roseburg gets the ball, trailing by 7. Chance to cut it back down if they can get a made basket here. Could make it a 2-possession game. Montefiore brings it across the timeline. Into the half court, working against the 2-3 zone. Gets a screen from Molsick. They run right over her. Montefiore pulls up for the long two. It's just short. Glancing off the iron. Molsick up the floor, going to get called for the foul as she bumps and just gets her off her target there. Morgan Casely can't get the lay-in to go, but heads to the line. Molsick tried to set that screen up there, and the defense just ran right over the top of her, but no whistle on that end. On the other side, Molsick gets called for the foul, picking up her third, and that is the fifth against Roseburg. First free throw, no good for Casely, her first attempt at the line. Tonight's game brought to you by Barnes Heating and Cooling, your complete energy company. Visit barnesheatingandcooling.com or call them at 541-459-1545. 1 out of 2 at the line for Casely. 31-23, 8-point game. 5:15 to play here in the ball game. Double team out at the top on Montefiore. Gets it to Morello. Morello to Carpenter. Lost it, but gets it back. Baseline. Gets a second look. That one dances on the rim, but then falls off and pulled down by Kaufman. Kaufman will bring it up herself after getting the rebound. 2 looks just right underneath the basket for Carpenter, and I don't know how that second one didn't fall. Pass tipped by Montefiore, but Thurston able to hold on to it as their starters are back out on the floor. Jab step goes right, Tovey with it, pass into the corner, and that ball loose out across the baseline. Last touch by Kaufman. She got bumped to the floor and lost the handle. And a timeout taken by Roseburg. 31-23 our score. Roseburg will take the timeout. We'll take a 30-second break as well. This is Roseburg basketball on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Sports fans, it's Joey Kieran with the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. We're bringing you more local sports content as we change up our weekday sports lineup. We've got the Bald-Faced Truth with John Canzano, noon to 3 every weekday. And then from 4 to 6 is the James Crepia Show. More local sports talk here on Douglas County's home for sports, the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Roseburg High Sports on the score, brought to you by Roseburg Honda. Visit them where they treat you like family because they are family. 8-point game, 4:34 to go. Roseburg with the basketball. Jump shot from the free throw line off the mark by Carpenter. Stepping on the baseline as she tried to pull in the air ball. Mikaela Cunningham will give it back to Thurston. She was trying to tightrope that baseline and just could not keep her feet in. 4:23 and counting. Roseburg's got to get on a run. Probably needs a stop here. And not necessarily a quick stop, but needs to try and make sure no points. Baseline cutter, the back door, almost taken away from Carpenter, but she able to hang on to it, pass it out to the top, and Thurston resets. Again, looking for that baseline cutter. It's not there. Carpenter with it out at the top, finds the cutter through the middle, and Roseburg does come up with the steal. It's Cunningham with it. Ball gets tipped to Morello, and she will bounce it to Montefiore and will bring it up the timeline. 3:52. Roseburg now, they got the stop. Now they got to get the points. Cunningham almost had the edge and was open, but couldn't quite get the ball from Montefiore. Pass out to the top to Morello, and she draws a foul. That is getting Roseburg close to the bonus. If they can make free throws, they might be able to start cutting into this deficit if they can pick up one more. Sydney Montefiore will come in for Jocelyn Montefiore. The foul was the first against Cody Chapman. 6th foul against the Colts. Molsick has it. No-look pass into the corner to Carpenter. Carpenter going to dribble. Gets it to Molsick. Cutting through the right side. Oh, boy, she hung on to the basketball. I'm not sure how, but as she did, things opened up. She got an easy 2. Roseburg back within 6. 31-25, 3:22. That was the sequence they needed. Now they got to capitalize and start stacking them. Need another empty possession for Thurston. Pass, right side, Carpenter will pass it underneath to Kaufman. Kaufman dribbles it out, looks for the cutter back underneath, and now toss out to the top to Casely. No shot clock in high school hoops, so Thurston can just run through their offense and be very patient. Roseburg trying not to foul because they don't want to get into the bonus. Toss into the corner, a 3, and that was a huge one. Catch and shoot 3 from Carpenter. And that is a big bucket there for the Colts to stretch it back out to 9. Roseburg was within 2 possessions, and that'll stretch it back out to 3. Sydney Montefiore to the near corner. Cunningham bounce it into the middle to Carpenter, who finds the backside, and on the weak side, it's an easy 2 for Morello. And Roseburg running through their offense a lot better with Amy Carpenter out there on the floor. She draws a lot of attention. 7-point game, 2:23. Need a quick takeaway here. Mulsick marking in the corner against Casely. Casely out to the top to Carpenter, marked by Carpenter. Right side, into the corner, Casely back underneath to Tovey, and it's a foul called by Cunningham as she tried to knock it away from the backside. 2:10 to play in the contest. 16 foul against Roseburg. Down by 7. 2:10. It left in the game. On the right wing, Carpenter with it. Pump fake left, go right. And an offensive foul called against Thurston. And that is Bailey Tovey, her first. And that is the 7th foul against Thurston. And Roseburg now into the bonus. We'll start getting some free throws the rest of the way out. 2 minutes to play. Right side, Sydney Montefiore to Carpenter in the corner. Wanted to toss it to Cunningham, and just an ill-advised pass there, stolen away easily by Tovey. Tovey up the floor, jump stop at the top, pass it away. They'll set up in the half court. Casely gets it back on a little pitch and catch out at the top with Chapman, and a whistle. And now Thurston's into the bonus as well. And it'll be 1-1 for the Colts. And going to the line will be Morgan Casely. Emma Murphy comes in for Riley Mulsick. Roseburg basketball presented by Flyway Travel. Contact their travel experts at 672-5701. Front end of the 1-1, no good. Rebound pulled down by Cunningham. So Roseburg gets a stop there. 134 and counting, trailing by 7. Going to need some action quick here. Sydney Montefiore to Carpenter in the corner. Amy back out to Montefiore. Montefiore to the top to Murphy. Murphy looks left, gets it to Morello. Bounce to the baseline. Cunningham wants to spin move baseline. Nope, doesn't take it. Back out. Morello tries the 3. Got it! They needed that one. There's still life for this Roseburg team as they are back within 4. 34-30 on the made 3 by Emily Morello. And a quick timeout. We'll take a 30-second break as well. Don't go anywhere. We got a close finish coming up on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
1:08 and counting to play here. Thurston with the ball out of the timeout by Roseburg. They've got 1 left in the ball game. They trail by 4 after a big made 3 by Emily Morello. Kaufman with it out at the top between the circles for Thurston. They lead by 4, trying to get their 3rd win of the season. Down to a minute. Ball stolen away by Carpenter. Up the floor, and she gets hit. That's a smart foul there by Kaylee Carpenter to make sure that Amy Carpenter doesn't get an easy 2. But a nice job by Amy Carpenter. Get the steal, racing up the floor. And now she goes to the free throw line for the big 2 free throws here. She gets the automatic 2 on the shooting foul. The first one drops it right through. 3-point game. Roseburg has now tied their season high at 31 points here tonight. And a second made free throw will make it a 2-point game if they can do it. 60-second full timeout down on the floor. We'll keep it right here with 48 seconds to go. Let you know tonight's game is sponsored by Fisher's Hearth and Home. Serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces in the area. And by Mahalo Heating and Air Conditioning. Get 0% financing for 72 months on approved credit now at Mahalo Heating and Air. And we want to say thanks to Good Vibrations Solutions for home theater and automotive audio. You can feel it at Good Vibes. Well, Roseburg got within 1 at 19-18 midway through that 3rd quarter. But then at that point, Thurston turned it on, went on a 10-0 run. They led by 10 at the end of the third quarter. Stretched it to an 11-point game here in the fourth quarter. But Roseburg has gone on a run, and they've got a chance to cut it to a 2-point game on a second free throw here by Amy Carpenter. A huge three by Emily Morello with 1:12 to go. Made it a 4-point game at 34-30. Then Carpenter with the steal, got fouled on the outlet, and we got ourselves a ball game. 48 seconds to go. Second free throw coming up here for Amy Carpenter. Tonight's contest brought to you by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop. Second free throw for Carpenter. The right-handed shooter, back iron, no good. Rebound pulled down by the Colts. 3-point game. Roseburg may be forced to foul here if they can't get a stop quick. Kaufman with it. Pump left, goes right, and now they will call a foul. Both teams are in the bonus. 3-point game. So Roseburg's going to have to hope that Thurston misses some free throws here. They send Kaufman to the line. She is 3 of 4 from the stripe. It will be a 1-1 here. If she makes the first, we'll take a quick legal ID. Ryan Kaufman at the line, the senior right-handed shooter, does get the first. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Roseburg basketball on the score. Second free throw doesn't go. Roseburg gets the rebound. 30 seconds to play. They trail by 4. Got to get a quick point here. But you got to get points underneath. Montefiore, open look, and Sydney Montefiore gets her first points of the night to make it a 2-point game. 35-33. Up the floor. That pass gets it to Carpenter. 15 seconds. They may have to foul. They got to foul. They got to tell something. Now there, Murphy will go and foul with 10 seconds left to go in the ball game. She'll send Kaufman to the line again. Kaufman 1 of 2 from the stripe the last time there. It's a spot that Roseburg hasn't really been in, having to foul the conserve clock and try and keep themselves in these games. 1-1 opportunity still for Kaufman. She made the first and missed the second last time. Dribbles the ball, sets up for the right-handed shot, and it spins around and falls through. 3-point game. 10 seconds to go. If it's a miss, Roseburg's got to hurry up the floor, trailing by 3. The second free throw goes through, and that's big there for the Colts. Pass up the floor, gets it to Morello. Got to get it across. Get it to Sydney Montefiore. Get it to Morello. Morello tries a 3, misses, puts up a shot, no good. Underneath, Carpenter gets it. Her shot won't go either. And your final score is 37-33. Thurston will hang on for the win, but Roseburg, give them a ton of credit. Down by 11 early in the fourth quarter, fought their way back and made this one an interesting finish tonight here from Springfield. We'll come back with your post-game show to wrap it up quick for you here after a 2-minute break on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends. Yeah! Be great.
Participate! Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
I'm Amelia Snow. I work in the intensive care unit at Mercy Medical Center in Roseburg. I have seen the terrible damage COVID has done to my patients and their families. Without a vaccine, people of all ages can get very sick, even if they were perfectly healthy before they had COVID. The COVID vaccine is safe and effective and will reduce your risk of getting so sick you wind up at Mercy Medical. Get vaccinated, and I won't have to see you in the ICU.
Well, we welcome you back here to Thurston High School in Springfield, Oregon, as tonight Roseburg will fall, but a much more competitive game than I think many people might have expected going into this one. Joey Kieran here with you. Welcome, everybody, to our post-game show. Stick around. We'll be naming our Mountain Mike's Pizza player of the game here in just a few. The final score, 37-33. It is Thurston winning. That will snap a 2-game losing streak for them, move them to 3-5 on the season. Roseburg falls to 1-8. But after down by 11 to start the fourth quarter there early on, they were down by 10 to start the quarter, down by 11 early in the quarter. They rallied back and got it down to a one-possession game a couple of times there in the final couple of minutes, but they could not close it out. Big three by Emily Morello made it a 4-point game. Free throws by Amy Carpenter helping cut down the deficit and making it a one-possession game. And Roseburg really battling tough with Thurston despite falling behind. There's a couple of moments there where it really felt like they were opportunities where Roseburg could do what we've seen Roseburg do, which is just kind of roll over. It's hard. It's one of those things you hear a lot of people talk about in sports at all levels. You kind of have to learn how to win or learn not to lose. And there's been, unfortunately, a lot of losing for Roseburg through the last couple of years, and they're trying to learn how to finish out these types of games. They had an opportunity, and I credit them for that. Unfortunately, they fall just short, 37-33. First half, Roseburg did lead 8-3 after the first quarter, but then it was a big run in the second quarter by Thurston, and they led 17-12 at halftime. Roseburg was outscored 11-6 in the third quarter as Thurston would pull away for a 28-18 lead. Roseburg had it 19-18 midway through that third quarter, and then Thurston would go on a 10-0 run to finish out that third quarter to lead 28-18. But in the fourth quarter, Roseburg scores 15 points. That's nearly as many points as they had through the entire first three quarters. They outscore Thurston 15-9, hit a couple of big shots, and fall just shy of a comeback in the fourth quarter, losing 37-33. Looking at the numbers here tonight for Roseburg, leading the way with 10 points is Amy Carpenter, 7 points for Emily Morello, 5 points in the game for Jocelyn Montefiore and for Mikaela Cunningham. Then you had 4 points in the game for Riley Molsick, 2 points in the game for Sydney Montefiore. On the other side, leading the way with 9 points, no player in double figures for Thurston, 9 points for Ryan Kaufman, 8 points for Morgan Casely, and then you had 5 points for Kaylee Carpenter, 4 points for Bailey Tovey, 3 for Riley Custer, Cody Chapman, and Stella Hall, and then 2 points in the game for Alina Newell. A lot of scoring all the way around, but nobody in double figures for Thurston. Oh, big one there. That was a nice motivating game for this Roseburg girls team. Unfortunately, things do not get any easier. Could be one of the top teams in the state coming up next as they get ready to host South Medford on Tuesday to begin Southwest Conference play next week. For the Thurston Colts, their next game will be League One against North Eugene coming up on Tuesday next week. Well, folks, it is time now here in the postgame show to name our Mountain Mike's Pizza player of the game. Mountain Mike's Pizza, pizza the way it ought to be. Find them on West Harvard Avenue there in Roseburg by the 124 interchange with I-5 and right next to Roseburg High School. The winner of our Mountain Mike's Pizza player of the game receives a $50 gift certificate to use at Mountain Mike's. And tonight's player of the game is going to be Mikaela Cunningham. I really thought that she performed well off the bench as Amy Carpenter was getting a breather and dealing with a knee injury, it looked like, a little leg injury that was hobbling her just a little bit. In her absence, I thought Mikaela Cunningham looked real sharp, and I like what I've seen out of her in limited duty so far, and excited to see what the future may hold for that sophomore. She looked real fluid out there at times, and looking forward to seeing her game to continue to develop. And so hopefully we will see more of that. But Mikaela Cunningham, I liked what I saw out of her. She's going to be tonight's Mountain Mike's Pizza Player of the Game. If you're watching online, you might notice they're starting to turn out the lights, so I think that means it's about time to get up on out of here on this Friday night. Roseburg's next game going to be against South Medford. Our next broadcast is going to be on the road at South Medford to begin Southwest Conference play for the Roseburg boys on Tuesday next week. I want to say thanks to the Thurston Colts for hosting us here tonight, and head coach Steve Eastburn and athletic director Justin Stark there. I want to say thanks to athletic director Russ Bolin, head coach Chad Smith, and the entire Roseburg girls basketball program for having us for another season of Roseburg Sports here on The Score. I want to say thanks to Brenton Cranford back in the studio for the radio production here tonight. Thanks to James Conley for help on site with the video production this evening. And as always, a thanks to you, the fan, for tuning in for tonight's broadcast because, of course, without you, I'm just a guy sitting here talking to myself. I'm Joey Kieran. We'll chat with you guys next Tuesday night when Roseburg boys are back to action after a long layoff for them. They'll be on the road at South Medford to take on the Panthers in the first game from Southwest Conference play. We'll have the action for you streaming live with video online at 541radio.com. And you can always catch Roseburg High Sports right here on Douglas County's home for sports, The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. All righty. Thank you, Brenton.